Hello luxury watch lovers! In this channel, I cover the background, fundamental design features, and things to consider before buying your watch. If you have a luxury watch that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In today's video, we're going to cover the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue, a smart and simple diver's watch with vintage vibes. Black Bay 58 by Tudor is a Rolex relative that can be worn every day and with almost any outfit. It fits just about any wrist, male or female. It's simply a must-have for anyone looking to expand their collection or invest in their first Swiss watch. The Tudor Black Bay collection first appeared in 2012. It's difficult to compete when your sibling is one of the world's most popular models in its category. The heritage Black Bay is heavily influenced by Tudor history. When it comes to making functional tool watches, the brand has a long history. The emphasis is on quality and affordability. Tudor's announcement of a navy blue version of its extremely successful Black Bay 58 in 2020 came as no surprise. The new colorway rapidly became one of the year's most popular watches, with long lines forming for what is a reasonably priced Swiss diving watch with a smart but classic design and Rolex family roots. The Black Bay 58 collection is named after Tudor's first diver's watch, the Big Crown, which was debuted in 1958. As a result, the 58 features antique design components and a classic dial, as well as a 200-meter water-resistant and an automatic mechanism. Tudor was founded in 1926 by Rolex founder Hans Wilsdorf, and served as a sister brand to the world's most recognized watchmaker for many years. Tudor is still owned by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation in Geneva, but it now runs as its own brand, with a lower price point than Rolex, but comparable design and build quality. The flaws come first. There is no way to alter the clasp on the fly. A small change can have a significant impact. However, the clasp itself is rather beautiful, with a particularly smooth opening and closing movement. The second flaw became a strong suit. The snowflake hour and seconds hands were not the same form as the dial's spherical markers. With square markers, snowflake hands look fantastic. Now for the advantages. The positives far outnumber the drawbacks. One of my favorite elements is the lack of crown guards, which I discussed earlier. This version's lack of an anodized coloring around the base of the crown is a major changer. As stupid as it may sound, that such a minor omission would concern me, let's just say that the Tudor Black Bay 58 Navy's general cleanliness has been restored as a result of that important omission. Whether you're a new collector looking to buy his or her first serious piece, or a seasoned veteran who probably doesn't need another watch at all, the Black Bay 58 is well worth taking a look at. It's a watch that shines in its simplicity, doing a whole lot with very little. Let's take a look at some of its design features. We're looking at reference M79030B. With a case size of 39 mm and a thickness of 11.7 mm. This BB58 has a lug width of 20 mm and a lug-to-lug of 47.5 mm. It has an automatic caliber MT5402 movement, which allows up to 70 hours of power reserve. This watch has a sapphire crystal and a water resistance of up to 200 meters. So if you're ready to swipe your card, you can expect to pay about $3,700 for this watch. Here are things to consider before buying the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue. Starting with number 1, the case and bezel. The Black Bay 58 is a straightforward diver's watch with a navy dial and unidirectional rotating bezel, as well as illuminated markings and an automatic movement. because there is no date function or stopwatch. The case side simply has a screw-down crown for setting the time and winding the movement if it runs out of power. The anodized aluminium bezel clicks satisfyingly through 60 positions when rotated anti-clockwise, and the superluminova on the bezel, dial, and all three hands offers excellent visibility at night or underwater. And an antique snowflake-style hour hand is included in the design. The stainless steel unidirectional rotating bezel will definitely come in handy. A matte blue anodized aluminium inlay with silver gilt numerals and markers for the elapsed time scale is mounted on top of the bezel. A luminous pearl is placed at the 12 o'clock position to improve visibility in deep seas. In comparison to the Rolex Submariner, the micro knurling on this bezel is rather beautiful, with fine tooth-like edges that provide a stronger grip. As a result, even if you're wearing a diving suit, you may easily pinch and turn the bezel. The bezel makes loud and chunky click noises when you rotate it, giving the clock a more mechanical feel and guaranteeing that you never lose sight of the time. Moving on to number 2, the domed sapphire crystal. A layer of domed sapphire glass sits on top of the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blues dial. The sapphire crystal is the most sought-after watch crystal for high-end timepieces because of its luxury feel and outstanding scratch resistance. In terms of mineral hardness, sapphire crystals have a 9 on the MOHS scale. This watch glass is virtually impossible to scratch, and the only object that may possibly harm it is a diamond. However, there are several disadvantages to using sapphire crystal. Although sapphire crystal is scratch resistant, it is more susceptible to shocks and can be destroyed by forceful impacts. So don't knock your Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue around. Sapphire crystal is also highly reflective, which can result in visual distortions when viewed from certain angles. Tudor, like Rolex, does not treat their watch crystals with anti-reflective coatings, so you can have some difficulty reading your watch in bright sunlight. And on to number 3, the movement. An automated MT5402 movement is housed inside and is regrettably not visible through the steel caseback. This is a self-winding mechanical movement with a bidirectional rotor mechanism that allows it to re-energize its own power supply when the user walks through kinetic energy, and replaced the ETA 2824-2 in 2018. This is not a movement that has been finished to be a work of art, and it is not only hidden by the caseback, but when exposed, it looks more like industrial engineering than a sparkling centerpiece. This Tudor caliber has a beat frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour and a long power reserve of up to 70 hours when completely wound, thanks to its 27 joules. COSC certification is also available for the Tudor MT5402. Rest certain that the Tudor caliber MT5402 will not let you down as long as it is kept in good condition. Ticking away with number 4, the dial. The Tudor Black Bay 58 was designed to be a properly executed vintage-inspired watch. The measurements were designed to resemble vintage watches. The dial's design harkened back to Tudor's Submariner days, but the watch was still decidedly very modern. While the gilt-accented BB58 did it with gold and foxtina, the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue does it with Tudor 79090 Blue or 94010. Another sunburst blue dial dive watch is unnecessary. One of the most intriguing colors is the blue employed. It seems faded blue-gray in most light, almost like a blue that has patinated but has no other signs of aging. Depending on the lighting, it changes noticeably. It's a difficult color to define. The the dial has dark blue dots all around it. They are nearly undetectable to the human eye, but become much clearer when viewed via a loupe or macro lens. The dial's dynamic appearance is due to these particles. Other beautiful accents may be found on the dial. The dome dial is worth mentioning, as it is on all Black Bay models. As the dial's borders meet the rehaut, they slope downward. The box crystal amplifies this effect even further. The dial text is not white, despite how it appears at first glance. Tudor used silver writing on the dial to give it a more opulent appearance. It's also slightly lifted off the dial, giving it more depth. The silver rims of the markers and hands create a coherent aesthetic that is visually appealing. The original Tudor snowflake hands were designed to prove the most surface area for lume while remaining balanced with the dial. And there's no mistake which hand is which, as they're easily distinguishable at a quick glance to get the time. The Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue isn't quite as readable as the Pelagos, but it's in another league altogether. The markers and handset combination have been a source of some criticism for the whole Black Bay series. Purists who prefer square markings from previous Tudor Submariners have been turned off by the combination of snowflake hands and Submariner style markers. And last but not least, number 5, the bracelet. The Black Bay 58 is available in 10 different variants, 3 of which are navy. The casing is the same, but a blue fabric strap, steel bracelet, or blue soft touch strap is available. Industry standard lug bars secure everything to the case. A 3-link stainless steel bracelet with highly polished sides and a satin finish top surface is included with the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue. Its design is inspired by antique Rolex and Tudor models with riveted stainless steel bracelets. This bracelet also features a folding clasp and safety catch, as well as replaceable links that allow wearers to customize the bracelet size to fit their wrists more comfortably and securely. The Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue strap is expertly crafted and easily equals Rolex timepieces' stainless steel bracelets in terms of quality. Although the watch has received some criticism for the false rivets on the bracelet link's edges. Whether you like them or not is a matter of personal taste, but they are barely visible when worn. And this wraps up my review of the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue. Thank you for watching this video right until the very end. I truly appreciate the support, as these videos take a long time to make but are a labor of love. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments below what other watches you think deserve their own video. And remember, time is your greatest asset.